guys, welcome to the Cherry Blossom channel. Today we are going to be building in Bloxburg. I have sort of an idea of what I want to do, but I'm already not much of a great builder, so we're going to honestly kind of see how this goes. This is my first video, so please enjoy. I will be kind of talking through what I'm doing. Okay, as you can tell, I'm kind of starting off with the walls. It's gonna be a 2-story house, and like I'd said before, it is gonna be like a cabin themed with as best as I can do. I don't have like all the other game passes like all the other people that play most, or at least most of them, but I'm going to do my best with what I have. Since this is gonna be a 2-story house, I am gonna have them connected, but it's gonna be in like a different way. It's gonna be connected right in the middle. As you can tell, what I'm kind of doing right here, I want it connected in the middle, so in that way it's like a hallway kind of for like the upstairs. Now I'm starting on the roof. I wanted the angles to be different for the hallway, instead of it being like the same for the main two buildings. But as I was doing the roof, it was really kind of like, it was difficult because of Bloxburg's new update. It was like, what the heck, like this is so stupid, especially since like I'm more of a mobile player. But yeah, it was definitely weird for me trying to do it, but I was just wanting to try to get different angles for the roof, so in that way it was like more unique and not just the same all the way through. For the most part, I think that's even. I'm not completely sure. I hope it's even. Yeah, I really hope that's even. Now I'm working on the hallway roof like I had mentioned before. I wanted a different angle, and I did struggle with it a little bit just because I wanted it taller, but like it wasn't wanting to connect to the other roofs. But at the end of the day, I feel like it looks okay with how it is. I'm obviously not completely done with the roof. I'm still gonna be doing more, but that's kind of just my basic look for now. I then started working on the floors, and as I was working on the floors, I forgot I had to put stairs. So I put my floors down before I put my stairs down, and I had to delete them because I was like, oh crap, I have to put my stairs down. It took me a few tries to get the floor right. I was struggling, as you can tell. It wasn't easy. I was really confused on what to do. You'll get it. But for the most part, I did get it okay. Like, it looks decent enough. I don't think I'm gonna mess with it too much, because if I keep messing with it, I'm going to like frustrate myself even more with it. So I'm just gonna leave it at how it is now. After I was done with the floors, I wanted to do the doors next. And the main reason for that was to kind of get where I wanted them at. And I think from where I have them now is pretty good. I didn't want it to look too modern, but I also didn't want it to look like too mid, you know? Like, I wanted it to be a decent, like, kind of like a modern-ish kind of cabin look. So here I am placing my other stairs down, and I had realized that I wasn't done with my floors yet, so I had to fix them, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm just trying to make it at least look better, and my main focus was then the windows, because I have like a certain vision, and I feel like if I did my windows like a little later on, like after I did my outside and everything, it would kind of look crappy. So that's why I'm doing them now. As you can tell, I kind of had like a wrong failure idea, so I was like, ooh no. And so I went back and I fixed it, but I think at the end of the day on how my windows turned out, I think they turned out pretty good. want to do stair windows, and I had a vision, but my vision didn't end up working out. And as like you could tell in the video, like I like tried different methods. I was like, okay, it's not working. And so I did try a different window, and the style I did hasn't been a style I did before. Like it's like a very new style to me, and I honestly think it did turn out pretty cute. Obviously I'm going to be coloring the windows, so I'm not completely finished with it, but I think the finished product of the stair windows turned out pretty good. All right. So I had wanted to do like under the hallway. I wanted to make that like a whole garden area, but I realized it wasn't really working like the same as a garden. Like a whole garden area. So I was like, okay, we'll make it like a small little walkthrough, but like put like garden, like a little garden by the windows. As you could tell, I was struggling with putting the little outline down because obviously Bloxburg's stupid update. I don't know why they would do that, especially to us mobile players. What the heck? But I was trying to figure out the best like shape for like this like kind of driveway. I kind of got a good shape. It's a unique shape, I would say. Not like a great shape, but it's like a very unique shape. I think it honestly kind of goes well with my look though. So I'm not like too mad about how it turned out, but it's definitely a unique kind of shape for a driveway. So I wanted to do like a spot in the middle for like a little small garden, and then on the edges of the driveway. And that's what I was kind of currently working on now, is getting the dirt put in, so in that way I could start working on said garden. But I don't fully know how I feel about the brown color, but I feel like it looks decent enough for it to be okay. Like, I don't think it looks too bad, so I had to like kind of suck it up and leave it. Here I'm kind of working on like the outside part of the garden, so in that way I can make this little part that I'm working on, like a part of the garden, just like an outrimmed part, I did struggle getting it even at one point. I was really confused what I did wrong for a second, and I had to kind of go back and look at my mistake. So now I'm just putting the dirt in for my little side gardens at the edge of my driveway to obviously make it look more like a garden. I had to kind of go back because I missed one little angle. Now I'm filling in the driveway portion. I think I might put a little bit of like, kind of like little stone paths. I think that's going to be a little bit of my plan. I'm not entirely sure. I guess I'll just kind of see what happens as I go along. My main focus though is not the driveway mainly. It's mainly just like kind of the front garden areas for the most part. I don't really care about the driveway yet, and I'll work on the driveway later. It's definitely not going to be in this first part though, because I just kind of don't really care on getting the driveway completed at the current moment. When I was placing down the trees, I didn't want to put too many, so I kind of put 2 on like each little garden area. At first I didn't know how to feel about it because I feel like it was just like kind of like too even, too symmetrical, but at the same time I did kind of space them out to where it's like they weren't both in the same places. I do think it turned out pretty okay. I started working on placing more random leaves, kind of making it more look fulfilled as a garden. This part did take me forever. I was very big on the details and I wanted to make sure it looked actually decent instead of like really bad, so I really put my time into this garden. And here I am still working on the garden. I wanted it to look realistic, like I said earlier. I was really putting in as much effort as I could. My main focus literally was on the garden this time. I think what my main focus then will be next time is like the driveway and more of like kind of the backyard. And then I'll kind of get further into each room, but I'll focus on like each room at a time. So it'll be like in different parts. Here I am now wanting to outline the middle of the garden, and I was gonna do it with the side gardens, but I don't think it would have turned out the way I would want it. Like, I don't think it would have turned out good, but I couldn't really outline the slanted lines, So I just outlined the straight parts of it, so in that way it at least looks still decent. The finished product did turn out a lot better than it does now. It looks like I have no clue what I'm doing. But that's also because I kind of didn't know what I was doing at that moment. I was just kind of building to build. I was just kind of going with the flow of how things went. As I went along, my garden did feel more full. I did add a little bit of pink because there's just a lot of green and brown. I did put fireflies down. I did end up deleting them because I did not need to put them down at that moment. I don't know why I did, but I did anyway. You could tell that I'm about to delete them, so yeah, it's like, I don't know why I put them down to begin with. I did start to put rocks down because honestly, what garden doesn't have rocks? I couldn't really find tinier rocks, so these bigger rocks and the flat rocks I used had to do, but at the end of the day, it did turn out pretty well, so I can't really be mad at it. I had to put bushes down. I just had to. It didn't make sense for me not to. Before that, I kind of didn't know where I was gonna put them, and I was struggling to find places to put them. I decided to put bird baths down on each little garden plot because, like, they did look really cute and it did kind of pull the look together more. I did find these little bush thingies. I don't really know what they're called, but they did kind of put the look together for the bird bath. And here I am still working on the garden. I wanted to push some mushrooms down. I put some bigger ones and I put tiny ones. The tiny ones did make it look better. I'm not not gonna lie, I did kind of put a little bit more detail. Like, obviously, there's not always things that are super big. I did put more like these little like ferns or like tall grass things, whatever they're called. I don't fully know what they're called. I'm not gonna lie. I just kind of picked and choose on what looked like it would look good. I was struggling on putting these down too. Like, some spots would let me put them down, some spots wouldn't, and it was just kind of irritating me a little bit. I did struggle with putting a lot of things down. I'm not gonna lie, during this process, it was definitely a bit of a struggle trying to figure out where I was gonna put things and where I wanted them to go. And then I started putting a bunch of these like little baby grass things everywhere, as much as I could, in any spot I could fill. I wanted to fill up the spots as much as I could. I didn't really fill them up much in the middle garden, but that's because I feel like it looked better with having some spots just left open blank. But the smaller, like the side edges of the gardens, I wanted it to be more full, more like you couldn't really see much more of the dirt. After I put all the bush things down, I wanted to put flowers down. As I was putting my flowers down though, my game glitched. It was really weird glitch. But that's when I kind of stopped putting down my flowers. I was like, okay, whatever. And then I started putting a fence on, like, to outline my side gardens on the edges. I did use 3 different fences. They did turn out pretty good with the 3 different fences I used, which Honestly, I didn't think they were going to as I was placing them down, but after I was done with the fences, it did turn out pretty okay. My fence it wanted placed, so I had to delete a tree. I tried making the tree fit. I moved things, I deleted other things. It just wouldn't fit, so I did get rid of the tree, which was kind of sad, but it still looks pretty good. I fixed it. It looks okay. So I can't complain. I made the best of it with what I could do. And here I am using the 3 different fences I used. I tried using my roped fence. It didn't work. I was kind of mad about it. But then I used like this little tiny fence. I don't even know what it's called, but like it turned out pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Like it did turn out pretty nice. I used my roped fences though for like the inner edges. I think I was gonna do it for the middle, but I forgot, so I'm gonna have to kind of do that next time. But yeah, I did do my backyard fence. I didn't want it to be like a square or anything. I wanted it to be like unique, like my driveway fences and whatnot, like my driveway shape. So I made it kind of like oval. It did turn out pretty well. Like I had to make sure I had even, because who doesn't like it being even? So I was working on being even, but it did turn out pretty good. I used my rope fence again for the inner parts. I think that's just gonna be kind of like bushes and whatnot. And then I wanted to work on my windows for like my upper floors. I did not finish going all the way around. I did not go on. I didn't finish going all the way around. I did like the front, and then I kind of stopped. And then for the final thing I did was my hallway windows. It was kind of just a final touch. That's all I could do. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for sticking around and watching. Have a great rest of your night or day.